Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial, and in this one we're going to make a shader that animate text for you like this. So it's going to be two textures and you can just update with another texture. So let's say if you want to have another one you can do, and you can change the speed. So here you have the time per line is like almost 4 seconds per line, but you can do like maybe 10 seconds or only one, and then you can change the text color if you want something else, and the lines. Let's say you only have 2 lines, then it's going to be 2 lines. Now we have 10 lines. So yeah, and then you can use progress by yourself. So you can have a slider doing like this, you can control it yourself, and you could also link it up to a script, and here I have the script. So now whenever you press the trigger animation in the script, you start it. So let's say you're walking around in the game and eventually you just have a trigger box and then you trigger it, bam. So, and also you can see it's not really linear in the speed. So I just added this animation curve here. So you can kind of just move it a little bit around to time it. I'm not going to go into how you could time it. It's a little bit you need to solve it in one way or another. I haven't really dived into it, but yeah, I will show you the script and stuff and the speed and how that works. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So let's get started, and we'll start from an empty scene. And I made textures here. So I just in the Photoshop, I just made these. This is a Photoshop. I just made some text stuff. So yeah. Nothing really special going on there. It's actually a PSD file, so you don't need to save it in PNG. But yeah, you figure that one out. So we're gonna be in an empty scene, as I said. So this is our empty scene, and we're gonna start to just create our plane. And this is gonna be the letter. Let's call it letter. That's gonna be super nice. And I'm gonna place it in the center, right in front of the camera, and you see it's huge. So we're going to scale it down 10 times, and this is great. This is going to be sufficient for us. So we're going to add a shader, and I'm just going to copy this name so I don't need to write it, and we're going to make shader graph URP lit shader graph. And then we just create a material from that one, and we add the material to the plane, and we need to be in the scene view to that drag and drop work. So let's do it again, and here we have it. So here we have the letter and we have nothing here. So let's dive into the shader, how it's going to work. And we can, let's see, yeah. Okay, so we're going to start off by adding this UV. We're going to split this one up, because we're going to work, here you see the red one here is 0 to 1. So here is red is 1, and here red is 0. Here you see the green one, 0 and 1 for the green one. So this is the green one. And we're going to start with just doing from this horizontal line. So if we do this one up here, let's see if we do ceiling. So what happened is, we add a subtract first. So what's happening is, so now this is the red channel, and it's 0 here and 1 here. As you see here, 0 and 1 with the red. And if we add a ceiling, the value here, that's 0.001, is clamping up to the whole next number. So 0.001 will be 1, and so if we subtract here with, let's say, 0.5, then in the middle, that's when it gets above 0, and that's why when it starts to be the value 1. So this value is 0, but here it's maybe negative 0.5, but here it clamps up with the ceiling to the next whole number. So that's how the subtract work, or I mean the ceiling work. So we're gonna use a time to make this help us to debug and stuff. We're going to use a modulo, and whenever a value gets above 1, it restarts on 0. So if we did this to 2, then it will go from 0 to 2 and then restart. So we're going to go from 0 to 1, and if we just plug this one in here, now you see we start to animate the text mask that we're going to use for each line. And we also going to make this a little bit parameter here, and we're going to call it time per line. So this one, we're going to make a sliders, let's see, 10 seconds maximum. If we do, let's do 3 seconds. So now, if we divide the time, so it's only 3 times. If we divide it by 3, it's 3 times slower. So now you see, it takes 3 seconds to read one line. So that's good. So we kind of have this one in order. So that's nice. So we can just minimize it. So let's see here. What we need now, we need to add our textures. So let's start with that. So we're going to have the texture. This is going to be background. And then we're going to have another one, and we're going to call that text. And we just place them here. So we have the background. We can start with the text. So if we do the sample, and this needs to be sample texture 2D. And if we plug it in here, now what we can do, we can just, actually I'm going to put it a little bit above here. This is going to be fine. And move it around a little bit. So I'm just going to make an add node here, and it's actually not going to do anything. I just want it to, I'm adding 0, so it doesn't do anything. I'm just adding it here to add the lines a little bit better. So when we have the ceiling here and we have the text here, so this is our text, and we can actually, to the text, we can add our text. So here we have the text. And now, if we just use a lerp, well, is it lerp? It is lerp. So if we just add this one in here, and we use this one with the text in here, and now you see it starting to work. But I'm actually confused myself a little bit. So what we need to do, sorry for confusing here, friends, but we have the text here. So there is an alpha channel in this one. And if we just take the alpha and multiply, so we're going to take it and multiply with this ceiling stuff here. Now you see we're animating the text. But what's happening is that we kind of made it inverse. So we need to take 1 minus. And if we plug in 1 minus, you see now we get it at least from the left to the right. And of course, if you do it, I think Arabic doing from the other side. So yeah, then you just do it the other way around, of course. But let's see here. So what I was doing, I was a little bit going ahead of time here. But when you have the multiply like this, you want it to be, we can add one more here actually. If we do text color, and we add a text color here, and then we do this alpha, we plug in here. So we can do the text color red for now. And now you see, now we have the text color in place here, and that will go into the base like this. So now we want the background behind the text. So now we just do yet another sample texture 2D. And this one is going into the A. And we don't have any background, so we can just do a background. We have it here. So we see it works. And I'm going to change the text color to black. It works better. So yeah, now you see we have it one line setup. So in the next tutorial, I'm actually just going to clean it up a little bit before we go into the next. But we want, let's see. So I guess we can just keep them as they are. But this is going to be down here. We're going to have the green channel, but we're going to fix that in the next tutorial. And I'm also going to go through the script of how that works. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next tutorial.